poppin', everybody? I'm a day late and a dollar short, still waiting on a paycheck, but we are here to go over 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days. Disclaimer at beginning of video, I am losing my voice. I do not know why. I went outside, I had fun, and then my voice is gone. So if it snack crackles and pops like a Rice Krispies treat, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Turn on your subtitles. Let's welcome in James for the Watch Your Mouth Reviews channel. Good evening, James.
Good evening, everybody. How we doing?
How are you?
We hanging in here, but like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you show my girls some love because, it's not easy to get up here and do this for free. We do this because we love y'all. And even when we get paid, we will still love you regardless. But like, comment, and subscribe.
Yes. Also, please consider subscribing to our brand new joint channel. It is the Watch Your B3ST Best Friends channel on YouTube. And shout out, we gained like 1 or 2 new subscribers. So thank you to the people who are subscribing to that channel. We will try and figure out a live or something, some concepts. Right now we're doing once a week, but we will slowly start to get more out. But give it a look, see.
It was a little soft launch, y'all. Just a little soft one. We're trying to test the water, see what we want to do with the channel. So we're doing a little soft launch. But yeah, every week we will do something new. I'm going to come up with a great concept this weekend, so you guys don't want to miss it.
Yes, please, y'all. But let's get into 90 Day Fiance. Use caution when opening the overhead bins. I forgot the in the graphics, so my apologies. But the episode this season's been good. I've been entertained. Now, we know that a lot of the couples are not together, but they did what they're supposed to do on reality TV, and that is provide us with entertainment. So I'm here for it. We're going to start with our local scammers this episode, Lisa and Daniel. I just want to know if the sores on Lisa's head have healed.
You know them sores ain't healed. Stop playing. That's a lily white lady. Them sores gonna be on there for months.
I can't. Now, the last time we saw Lisa and Daniel, Lisa was upset because there was a woman messaging her talking about Daniel was flirting with her and she's American. And the woman was kind of trying to tell Lisa, like, listen, homeboy is not to be trusted. Lisa, I guess the lady sent her some screenshots or something like that. And apparently Lisa did not save the pictures and the photographic evidence of Daniel cheating. I feel like Lisa is aware of what Daniel has been doing because you knew about it before you got on the plane, Lisa, but you still fixed yourself to get on that plane and take that sponge bath in the Nigerian bathroom with that wig. So I can't, like, part of me wants to feel bad for Lisa, but it's very hard to like objectively come at this because Lisa and Daniel are both equally shady. They're literally equally shady. So it makes it hard. But the lady blocked Lisa. Lisa was like, well, she was supposed to send me her pictures, but the young lady, she blocked me. And that makes me believe that Daniel is telling the truth.
I said, Lisa, it wouldn't have mattered one way or the other. You weren't going any fucking where because at the end of the day, you're in this to win this. You don't care what Daniel has going on. You're just mad because it deflects from having to reveal your mess. That's all that you were trying to do. You were just trying to build a case. And now that you can't, oh boy, I can't wait till next week.
Lisa is full of it. Lisa's absolutely full of it. She irks my spirit and my soul. What's poppin', Kiwan JTV? Welcome in. Make sure y'all support both channels by hitting the like button, commenting, and subscribing. I love when the people come in and moderate for us. I'm here for it. Y'all also, in the description of this video, it's not just James's channel. Please subscribe to the Watch Your Mouth Reviews channel, Watch Your Best Friends channel, Kiwan_J_TV channel. We do recap her Love During Lockup with her. I've actually been enjoying it. It was supposed to be a one-time thing that turned into I like recapping that stuff with her. So please tap in. She also covers a lot of the shows that we cover as well as scripted shows. I just learned she covers Tyler Perry's House of Pain and have been watching those reviews. So I think y'all should too. think y'all should too. But hey, Kiwan, welcome in. I hope people can see the live because I have gotten a lot of people messaging me on Instagram and Facebook like YouTube's not notifying me. I'm so sorry YouTube is not notifying you and ringing the bell, y'all. I am so sorry. So I will do my best to share the live when my lives happen. I'm doing the best I can with what I got. Okay.
Right.
I had said that today in a work meeting and several people chuckled. I think they knew where I got it from, but we had to act professional. They're like, Amina, this patient's in the hospital again, and we're doing this. And have you been able to solve this problem? I'm just like, listen, I'm doing the best I can
what I
with
got.
what I got, which
And let
is
me
what
tell
y'all
you,
give me, and it ain't much.
it ain't much. Exactly. Make sure the messages, and it ain't much.
Oh Lord. Kiwa said, "Oh no, YouTube be tripping. It happens sometimes. I'm starting to notice that it's probably
That
just
happens all the time on
algorithm.
my channel.
Like,
Yeah, I'm just like, y'all, listen, just work with me here.
what can we do?
Just work with me. We can't do much with it. I don't own YouTube, so I can't fix it.
I live nearby though, and I'm not gonna lie, I be wanting to pull up, okay, hop on the 580 to 880 to the 101 to Google and be like, "What's up?"
Okay, like,
and y'all fix it because I'm literally in the area that y'all are created. We should have the best of the best, you know. Just saying.
at the very least, yeah.
At the very least, we're both from the Bay Area. Google was born in the Bay Area. We should be getting the plug, but I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go. But y'all, Lisa and Daniel are scamming each other. That's all I could think watching this. I was like, oh God, everybody's shady. But homegirl blocked Lisa. She probably doesn't want anything to do with the drama. If you say to someone, hey, I see that you're dating this person, and the person that you're dating has been trying to date me as well, and I feel like he might just be after American women, that's all that lady has to say. After that, you're putting her into your relationship drama. And if she was smart enough to not deal with him, then she's not going to want to deal with you. Or Daniel could have called her and was like, hey, I will come to you and be with you, but you have to stop talking to Lisa. That's probably what he was doing. So, okay. Daniel, look, at African, African man will admit if he's caught in a lie. They'll be like, what can I do? I am caught. As Daniel said. But that don't mean he gonna stop lying. He just gonna find other ways to not get caught. Hello.
Listen, the whole thing is this. He wasn't putting all his eggs in one basket. He put an egg here, he put an egg there. He put an egg here, he put an egg there. And what he's doing, whatever one hatches is the one he gonna take. That's just how it is. And honestly, like I said, I don't blame him for it because, there is a land of opportunity here, especially for his kind. But what I will say is, Daniel, you missed your mark. You need to limit your map and click on the little red state that's right between California and New Mexico. It's called Arizona.
Not the little red
Phoenix,
state.
Arizona. Phoenix, Arizona. They have all of the lily white ladies that will take you with no question asked, will send you a ticket, sponsor you, and all you have to do is just be there. You can get you a little job if you want to, but that's optional.
Not as optional. It should never be optional. I could not. But yeah, Lisa's crazy. Lisa's crazy. And apparently women in Phoenix are crazy. Maybe Lisa needs to move. But especially if she's living in tents in the forest in Georgia, Lisa, go to Phoenix. No need for a tent. You could probably find somebody crazy to sponsor you, Lisa, wig and all. But I got annoyed with Lisa and Daniel, y'all, this episode because her and Daniel go see a Nigerian Igbo king. Now, okay, as someone that understands the African community, I don't know if y'all have looked at the cheekbones or anything. Hey, but as someone who understands it comes from that community, I'm going to give you a little history lesson so we can understand Lisa. Lisa and Daniel go to see a Nigerian king. In the Igbo religion, there's Igbo, Eso, different tribes and whatnot that come from Africa. So Daniel has done every old school tradition that, for the most part, is not practiced in Nigeria that he can do to fool Lisa. Lisa gets all nervous because she has to meet the Igbo king. And I'm looking like, Lisa, what you nervous for, baby? I don't know if you guys are aware. Nigerians have a government. There is a government. There is a president. There is a president. And they have had government, and that is similar to how we do things here for many years, more than my lifetime, more than James' lifetime. Now, kings and queens and royalty in Nigeria was a thing, but is essentially kind of compare it to like a public figure or something here in America. It is essentially someone who is known to be worthy. They're known to have more money than other people, and then they use that as a way to like give their blessings and stuff to other people. Nigerian kings and queens and royalty have no power, have no say so, and do not participate in government, and have not since 1963. So
shout out to Tia Glover.
So yeah. So when I think I said that on James's review,
You did.
bitch over here acting like she's fake royalty on Housewives of Potomac when the Nigerians got a motherfucking president, vice president, branches of government, and all of that over there. Tia is lying, and this is the proof. Put me on Potomac. I'll get her together.
Oh, could y'all imagine Mrs. Best on Real Housewives of Potomac?
I'm reading all of them for filth. All of them for absolute filth. And I'm a Gemini too. So whatever I throw back at you, I can take what I dish out, which pisses people off and it makes me giggle. That's probably the evil twin. But you know, it's true. Tia lied. Maybe we'll bring that up in a video next time we do one with James. Like on before 90 days, we had to go through this. But kings and queens and royalty in Nigeria has not been a thing since 1963 officially. And even prior to that, they were not a thing. In today's time, if you're still claiming to be that, yes, there are people who still respect other cultural beliefs and old school beliefs, but the king is not the law. You do not have to offer him nothing. It was bullshit. And when they walked into the man's house, I said, Lisa, are you really acting like you're this nervous to see a king when you just pulled up in a neighborhood that looked like where I'm from? Shout out to 89th Birch. Did it not? Did that through the streets of the Dubs or
that look like? Did I tell you that looked like the hood? If I ain't never seen the hood before in my life,
listen, like, it don't matter what country you in, what language you speak, what part of hemisphere in the world you are at. If you are in the hood, baby, you will know.
Exactly.
And a king don't belong there.
They sure don't. If they in there, they doing something under the covers that is very close to. A life they should not be in if they were royal. I'm just gonna put it that way.
I cannot with Lisa. Lisa, a Google search would have told you that the Nigerians ain't got kings and queens no more like that.
Not even that, Lisa. It's not like you moving there. You're trying to bring him to the US. So whatever the fuck y'all do there ain't gonna fucking matter. You don't need nobody blessing. All you need to do is fill out some paperwork and then get him a ticket with his passport of his natural origin of country and bring his ass here. That's all you got to do. You ain't got to do all this extra shit. And that's what I'm saying. Daniel knows the type of women he be getting. He be getting dumbass, desperate ass, damn cynical ass women, because anybody with some common fucking sense would have told him, I'm not gonna do all of that. Pack up your shit. I'd have filled out the paperwork. What?
This lady, Lisa, is 60 something years old. And he keep making her kneel. She went to meet his uncle. He made her get down on her knees and kneel. She went to see this fake ass king living in a fake ass hood, and she had to get down on her knees and kneel. And I'll ask somebody with 33-year-old knees that feel like they could give at any moment. And James, who has a knee that was literally shattered, how dare you make somebody with wobbly knees have to keep getting down and getting back up and getting down and getting back up?
This is why James ain't found nobody in Nigeria. This is the exact reason why I have not found nobody there, because y'all couldn't pull this on me. There's no way y'all could pull this on me. I'm sorry. Listen, I'm here for 2 days. I'm not getting down on nothing. He goes, and if someone says you disrespect, no, it's not disrespect. I'm not from your tribe. I'm here to get married to this person. All this don't matter where I'm from.
What is he doing to respect my culture?
Right.
What you doing to respect my culture?
Because all you got to do is be my family, and that ain't gonna be. And because you look the part, you're gonna be fine.
We done see Lisa Neal. She got to get permission to marry this man about 4-5 times. We done seen her eating fufu and okra soup. We done see so much.
We didn't see her put a hair wrap on top of a wig that she can't even put on her head. Like, come on.
Practiced and butchered the Igbo language in saying certain things, but she is trying. She's actually trying. And scammer or not, clear people, colorless, because I know not all of y'all are bad. My transparent community, hear me out. This is what you're supposed to do when you get with somebody from a different culture. You try, you attempt, you're open to it. But the same way that you do that for them, they need to also be open to your culture. And I've been watching the show for years and years. Like, it seems like the Americans, when they date someone in whatever other country, they go and they try to respect the culture, which is rare for Americans because we're known to be rude. But when they bring the person back don't be one to always respect their culture. Lisa, Daniel should be making strides and moves for you the way you are for him. But it really doesn't fucking matter because the Nigerian king, he blesses the relationship after having an ego trip because Lisa laughed. And she's like, well, I have a nervous laugh, king. And then he had the audacity to say, okay, well, you may laugh now. Laugh. Why are you not laughing? Nigga, what?
He'd have told you off with your head because exactly what she would have said too.
No, you see the ponytail move. When that man said that, I said, king or not, this is not how royalty would act in Africa. This is a scamming ass king. He living right by the slums. This is a scamming ass king. Y'all, and don't nobody come in here trying to say nothing is racist. I'm African myself. No, these are motherfucking scammers. I promise that to you. They are scammers. Because why did you need to bless? This man held up a necklace. Look like the necklaces you get for free in Hawaii when you go to a luau. Held up the damn necklace. Was talking about the ancestors are speaking to me. From where? From how? Hell, even the people who be bullshitting the mediums and psychics and stuff, even they got their cards to at least try and
or to
say
do what Iyanla do, they'll go to the bush and weep.
Go
and
to
be
the
with
bush
nature. And they be with the nature. They'll dig a hole and speak through it and stuff. Like I'm sorry.
Through it.
But what I'm saying is that none of this matters because you're not marrying here and going back to the States. You coming to the States. None of this matters. That's why I'm like, okay, I give Lisa credit for being a team player because I wouldn't have been able to do all of this. Y'all, I'm just being honest. Well, first of all, I can't do all of this if I go out to Nigeria and get somebody. But at the end of the day, none of this would matter because he's coming to the States. Well, at least that's the story. We know in today's time that did not happen. But
they just went live together yesterday.
Yeah, I know that they're not together though.
Like, I know they're not together, but I'm like, I was wondering why they went live together if they're not together. I'm like, are they still friends? Because I didn't watch the live. So if anybody,
I didn't watch it either, but from what I understood, based on the comments, like I guess that was like a contractual obligation that they had to do on their social medias, which is stupid. But yeah,
no, I highly doubt that because if that was the case, we would have seen that the other cajillion seasons of this show, or we would have seen the other couples doing that, and they not. Emma can't even get Ziad to do an interview with her.
Maybe they withheld a check. You never know.
no, TLC is not like that usually. That if it was like Bravo or OWN, I would believe it. But I feel like Lisa and Daniel, and that's what I'm kind of getting to, because their relationship gets blessed, and I started laughing. I literally had to stop what I was doing to laugh. Because I said, oh, these niggas is smooth. These niggas are smooth. I feel like Lisa and Daniel gave it a try, may have met each other. I feel like it could be a Forrest and Sheena thing. I feel like this is contrived so that they can be on TV so that he could get money. I don't know why I feel that way, but I do feel that way. I don't think they ever would have worked. And I think they both knew that. But TLC, don't do this no more. I mean, you could do it some more because
I think there's still an ultimate goal for Daniel to get here. I still believe that because that's a lot. That's the plan for a lot of them out there is they're trying to get here. And the thing about y'all Nigerian men, y'all know y'all can, especially the ones that be hiding in the closet. I be looking at y'all on YouTube and stuff. Y'all can come out here and get men and get the same treatment. Y'all ain't got to go to women. Just saying.
Oh, yeah, and that culture, homophobia is extra.
And I don't understand why.
See it and still won't even act on an urge or any of it. But You know, it's deep rooted.
That's what kills you slowly when you don't, act on your urges.
Hey, what can you
I
do?
get it. Yeah, act on your urge. It's there for a reason. Trust me, it ain't that bad. Not that I ever had an issue with it one way or the other. My mom always had gay friends. I've always seen it, but it ain't that bad.
I think it's not that bad if you have the urge and attraction, because somebody truly heterosexual ain't gonna have that urge or attraction. And that's the
unless it's
thing.
unless they think scientifically.
No, there is no unless. And that's the
No, there
thing,
is.
honey.
There is.
I feel like the LGBTQ community, no shade. You cannot tell a heterosexual person that they have an urge that they don't, because every straight man that I've talked to ever says they just know, they've never thought about it, never looked that way, never considered it. So I do think if that's truly what you are, that you won't have the urge.
I think
The
for
urge is
me,
gonna
I
come.
wasn't speaking in that type of language of an urge. I'm just saying in terms of how anybody really could do it if they wanted to.
I
But
mean,
I'm
yeah,
just
if you
saying,
wanted to,
if
but
you
if you're
wanted to,
truly,
that's what I'm
the
saying with
point
the
is, if you're
urges.
truly straight, you won't want to.
But
So
that's
it
where
won't be straight.
psychology comes in. That's why I said they tricked us psychologically. Because I understood my body scientifically. I did. Because I could equally
I
still do
don't
both
think
and
they
have fun.
trick anyone psychologically.
Of course I
Psychology
did.
says a lot of people feel the need based on society to go a different way, or to go in the direction that most of society would go, which unfortunately is being heterosexual. And science also says that there's actually a branch of psychology that works with biologists and biology now
Hmm.
today that studies that. And they both agree that it's one of those things where you'll know. And if you truly have an urge, then you've probably been hiding and avoiding some stuff for a while. But
Hmm.
if you straight, you'll know, just like people who gay say they know, whether they act on it or not. But with
Hmm.
Daniel, I think his goal is just to get to America, as you stated.
Yes.
And he's going to do that by any means necessary, because he doesn't need someone to sponsor him if he could come up with the money on his own to get there. He just got to wait on the
No,
different administration.
I think it's one of those things where he up there in age. So if he can't kill two birds with one stone, he gonna do it. That's kind of how I look at it. Because to me, I agree with you. You could save up the money, do it the correct way, come here single, and then if you do happen to meet somebody and fall in love, let that be your story. But if you're literally looking for someone to fall in love with the intent that they can bring you to another country that you're trying to get to, then there is some sense of ingenuine, like it's not genuine. It's not genuine at all. So I do think he can do it the right way. He just won't do it.
That take too much time.
That takes too much time. Yeah.
Got to take way too much time. But that's
Too
all that
much.
happens with these people this episode. We're gonna see everything fall down. I was hoping this would be the episode we see her tell him about her wives that she's
She said
had.
I was married 5 times. I said, God damn.
5 times is a lot, like in
To
general.
be married, yes.
Like
That's
personally, people gonna hate me for saying this. I feel like there needs to be a cutoff time for the number of times people can get married. If it takes you 5 times to figure it the fuck out, you're irresponsible, in my opinion. You should not be marrying every Tom, Dick, Harry, and Jane that come your way. That 5 times is crazy. That's a waste of paperwork. Somebody had to file that work. You probably getting mail and all sorts of different last names. Like, no, especially for women. If you changing your last name, like, y'all tripping. 5 times is crazy. But unfortunately, people who make decisions like that, being married all that many times, end up on shows like this where regular motherfuckers is looking at them like, what's wrong with you? That's just how it
especially
goes.
St. Daniel.
I just want Daniel to comb the side of his hair. He got all these little bean
I want him,
shots.
you know what? I want him to shave. Yeah, line that up. I want him to
Moisturize
let go
your
of this.
beard, sir.
Let go of the beard because you clearly can't grow one. So let go of it and just put you a goatee up and flawless your skin because he got good skin. So I just don't understand. Just
I feel like he don't take care of his beard or hair. Like, it just doesn't look moisturized.
I can't grow a beard. I've tried several times. I can't grow one,
Some
unfortunately.
men can't, and
I can't
nothing's
grow
wrong.
one, and so it's a situation where I gotta have my baby face for the rest of my life. Or if the sequential of my body changes and hormones act differently, then maybe I can in my later years. But for right now, no, it's not happening in my 30s.
Some men grow a beard, some men can't. But I agree with what James is saying. If you can't grow a beard, or if you grow one and it's patchy, dry, and look like it'll make that brisky sound that the Brillo pad make, let go of it. It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah.
It might make Daniel look younger too, and he might be able to pull women that look different from Lisa. No shade, just saying. But
Or unless you come to Phoenix, it ain't gonna matter. Daniel could look like gorilla shit, and some women that's gonna want him here. I'm just saying.
now I understand why my cousins enjoy Phoenix, my little male cousins. If y'all haven't already, like the video, subscribe, comment your opinion. We are here. We are going to get into Emma and Ziad. This was the most satisfying thing for me to watch. I don't like bitches like Emma, not because they're mean, not because of how she looks, but because of how she acts. When you are shallow and act sedity, you're going to get shallow and sedity responses back. We get and attract what we put out. And I don't think people realize that.
No, they don't.
You
say it again, friend. No, say it louder for the people in the back who can't hear you.
Not in the back. He pointed to the back. But it's true. You are what you attract. So, and it's not to say that the worst people that people date mean that they're attracting like the worst of themselves. No. But because people still gonna do fuck shit. But for the most part, you are what you attract. So I encourage everyone to look into that. Emma attracted literally what she was. Someone used what she did right back on her. When I say this was the biggest Uno reverse, okay, if money was bet on the game, Ziad would have won. I'm not.
Or if karma had a definition of an image, this would be it.
This would be it. Video.
This would be it. Video. This would be it.
I loved it. I know that sounds really mean, but I felt like between Emma's wig, her wig, I'm. Y'all want to culture appropriate and do what Black women do so bad, but go call a Black friend, because they would have told you, Emma, that you need to pull your wig back. Count to 10 with Mississippi's and alligators and pull the wig back. And when you're done, then stop pulling. And I promise the wig would look so much better on her. She's not an unattractive girl, but the wig is terrible. The makeup the makeup she wears is terrible because she's trying to look like someone else. And we look at her twin sister, that's really what she was supposed to look like. And then you're running around Morocco in the literal desert in sand dunes in a mini dress that says you're going to Omnia nightclub in Vegas with some stilettos, pumps, and the club type of shoes. But you're in the desert on a sand dune riding camels. Emma tries so hard to be cute that the shit is not cute. And I hope that she sees that and hears that, because she's a pretty girl and she seems really sweet. But the shallow, the babe, oh my gosh, all of that, that's why you can't find or keep a man, Emma. That's why. And an American man, they have less tolerance for it because, see, they already have their citizenship, so they have less reasons to deal with you. So I don't understand what Emma's doing, but Ziad dumped her. And when he dumped her, I said, brother, where's Denzel in Training Day? I said, my nigga, thank you. Because this girl has been lying to this poor little man. I call him a little man because it looked like his arms are just, like if I was to put Ziad on a kebab stick and roast him over a fire, there wouldn't be enough meat. He's so little to me. But he pretty much explains to her that he don't want to be with her because she keeps lying. And Emma tried to spin it and got real toxic and was like, so you're going to break up with me because I dated someone else before you? Girl, you tried it. You really tried it. You didn't date someone else before him. You were with someone else in a relationship when you met him, ghosted him to go and try and be in that relationship, never told him anything about the freaking relationship. And then you expect for him to want to stay with you after you've lied to him about everything and demanded a engagement by the end of a trip and on your birthday specifically. When you were just in Morocco exactly a year later, getting engaged to someone else, it looks like you don't care about the man. You just want the ring and the marriage and the dream, which is very clear. And you bitches will never find a man if all you care about is the ring and what it will look like. You actually have to like your partner. You have to get along with them. You have to get to know each other. You have to be able to do activities together. You have to be able to have days where you have sex all day. You have to be able to have days where you may not have sex at all. You have to be able to be with your partner when they're broke. You have to be with them when they're rich, when they go through it with their family, when they go through it in life, if their job stresses them out, if they get fired, if they break a nail, if they fall into a machine, as James did. Anything can happen in life. You have to be fucking prepared for that if you get married, for better or for worse, in sickness and in health, for richer or for poorer. I will always struggle to say that because of how my mouth worked, but for richer or for poorer, and whatever the fuck else I had to say when I got married. Okay? There's the reason why that stuff stands there. Emma thinks of marriage in the way that I thought of marriage when I was 9 years old watching Roger and Hammerstein, Brandy, and Cinderella. That's how she thinks of marriage. Okay, nothing has to make sense. That's literally how Emma thinks of marriage. It's not like that, bitch. Okay? And the glass slipper could have fit any bitch, okay? That was a big ass shoe. I'm just saying, but I'll digress. But Emma has unrealistic expectations for her relationship. Ziad is done. She's trying to spin everything. And I'm like, Emma, you're a liar. You lied to him. If you would have been honest with him, I think you would have been good. But instead, you lied to him. You're a little bit slow. And you're getting upset at Ziad now. But if we go back to episode 1 and episode 2, where we saw Emma's twin sister and brother who were sick and tired of her, and I'm sure they glad she gone because we ain't seen her call them once. They said to her, men, especially the guy that was there, I believe it was her brother, he was like, men don't like that. Men don't deal with lying the way that women do. It's true. Men are 10 times more sensitive and cannot dish out the shit that they take. How many times have we seen a nigga cheat on a female left, right, up, down, side to side, coast to coast, and then the female cheat on him one time back and the nigga's in shambles and in tears? Look at Mindy season Yandy.
I was just going to say that.
Running her through the streets, making her look like a fool for over 2 decades. She finally cheated back with somebody who looked better one time. And I don't think I could get past it. I bet the fuck you can't. So I'm looking at Emma and I'm just like, you should have listened to your family. Why are you acting surprised when they told you he's not going to want you after you tell this lie? And Emma, you lack accountability. And good job to you, Ziad, for leaving her ass in the desert. And why are you chasing after this man? When someone tells you, I do not want to talk to you right now, give me space, you give them space. Emma's the type of bitch who will chase him down, not give him space. And then if he gets provoked and pushes her, knocks her upside her head, she gonna be crying. He would still be wrong, but Emma seems like she makes situations worse and then tries to play the victim. I don't want her to do that. I just don't. But shout out to Ziad for leaving her in the desert. How'd you feel about their breakup? I seen it coming. We all saw it coming.
We all saw it coming. Oh, yeah. We knew this wasn't going to work. We all saw this coming because once she, like you said, she has this very big fairy tale, image of marriage, which there are going to be good times and bad times in marriage. You guys, marriage is truly a cycle. It goes in so many different directions, but the whole thing is you and your partner are supposed to have solidarity and roots inside of it. So no matter which cycle it goes into, you're supposed to be your solid self and get through it the best way you know how. Something that Mrs. Best said was like truly the ringer. You're going to go through a lot of different areas of life and you're supposed to make it out together. Emma is not equipped to handle that. The things that she wants in marriage is all the image. That's all that it is. It's the image of it. And then when the man didn't want to give you that, now you want to throw in his face. What pissed me off about this scene with her is when that man walked away from her and she chased after him and said, are you going to admit we had sex? And what you were trying to do, which was a manipulation tactic, you think you slick, Emma, you were trying to get that man to admit that he was a hypocrite. And I saw that and I said, you wrong for that.
I think she could have also been trying to get him arrested. He's in Morocco. You cannot have sex and be in the room with a woman that is not your wife. It is illegal. It is illegal.
That too, yeah.
So why would you expect him to admit in front of a bunch of people, that he slept with you? And if I was him, I wouldn't admit that I slept with a bitch whose wig touches her eyebrows. I wouldn't admit it either. So I'm not mad. I'm not mad, Ziad. I'm not mad. And she does try to bring up the fact that he was talking to other girls, but you ghosted him for some time and kind of gave him a reason to be like, we're dating, but I'm going to still talk to other people. And I think people forget that when you're dating, some people may date one at a time. Like James is not the type of person who's going to be talking to like different niggas and a bitch on the side and all of that. Like some people are, I need one person at a time.
Well, I may have the lady on the side because I have urges. But
either way,
not when I'm in a relationship, not like that. But if I'm dating, I might have one person.
The point of what I'm saying is about dating, not relationships. So if dating, some people can do one at a time. Some people have people on the side. So I'm saying that to say her getting at Ziad for talking to other women only on the phone. Like,
here's the thing. You were talking to another man. So I mean, what?
Why are you mad at him for doing what you've been doing?
What you've been doing the whole time? Yes.
First, like if you really
like
want to get selfish, you did it first.
It's like what Daniel did. You was putting your eggs in more than one basket, and you was sitting by the wayside looking for which one was going to crack. In this instance, you had two that cracked, so you just grabbed both of them, and the better man is going to have to win in this situation, although the two men don't know anything about each other because you won't say anything.
I don't know why. She posted a picture of Muhammad. Muhammad was cute. He was cute, but he did look like he would dog her. Like, you know how some men just got that look?
Yep.
Like you just know he going to play with her. Muhammad kind of had that look. I don't know. Emma, you got what you deserve. Being shallow is never going to get you anywhere. It's not going to make people want to dig deeper. People want to see the real personality. I think people will accept others more, even if they're not perfect, maybe raw or rough around the edges, if that's truly who they are, versus someone who, babe, oh, well, like nobody wants to deal with that in real life. Like I know a lot of people have that vision of California. But if you go to LA, the chicks that look like Emma, people be so fucking annoyed thinking it's somebody who moved here from somewhere else. Like nobody wants to deal with that.
And nobody does that either. Mm-mm. This was definitely kissing up to make sure she got what she needed and didn't know that annoyed the fuck out of people. So, because I'm pretty sure Zia was annoyed by that too, just like we were, because that's not realistic. And you know what? Most women that look like her in LA, they do this. They ignore your ass. They do. They think they're too good for you, so they ignore you. You got to put up a hell of a fight. This one is just desperate and just wanting it. And it's the thing about it is, I don't know why y'all afraid to be so alone in your 30s. I don't understand that.
I think naturally, psychology says humans have the urge to have companionship and want to be with someone. So I feel like when people get to 30, especially as you settle, become a little more financially stable and stuff, everyone wants a companion. I get that, but you have to be able to separate desperation and realism. Like be realistic and don't let the desperation of wanting a relationship take over. Because I feel like that's what Emma has allowed to happen. Like,
and Emma, next time get somebody that's in LA, because LA has plenty of Moroccan men. If that's your niche, they have plenty of them out there.
I promise. I have a feeling that Emma pisses off a lot of the people she's dated. I mean, look at how her brother and sister were aggravated with her. Just trying to. I think she's a selfish bitch. I'm not going to lie. I'm sorry. I think that she comes off as sweet, but I do think she's self-centered as fuck in a way that's not appropriate. When I see someone driving a car, if someone takes my rear view mirror and is like, well, you're okay, I need to do my makeup. Bitch, you could walk. Okay, I need my mirrors. All of them. I need my mirrors. So I knew when she did that, I was like, oh yeah, her relationship with this boy isn't going to work out. But good for you, Ziad. I hope that you stay away from her. Shallow people like Emma, I don't know who they need. She needs to go find someone just as desperate for love as her. But we're going to move on to Aviva and Stig. Lord, your microphone's clicking, I hear. Aviva and Stig, y'all. Aunt Spring and her ponytail. I can't get over Aunt Spring's ponytail because it doesn't move, but it tells you that she gonna dig in your ass.
Is it better now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I Spring's ponytail, like, it just tells me that she can do some investigate. She's the hood Nancy Drew of Phoenix. That's what Aunt Spring give me. Aunt Spring gives me, she knows some people around Phoenix, Arizona, in neighborhoods that aren't the best, but she's well loved and respected in all of them. I don't know why, but I fuck with Aunt Spring. I like Aunt Spring.
Oh, we love Aunt Spring. Aunt Spring go get her ponytail off of there off of 7th Avenue and 7th Street and Baseline over there up by the Chinese food place. She do. I know where that ponytail come from. Aunt Spring, I'm not mad at you. I'm not. I love you. I do. Because you a real one.
Scotty at the street. I'm weak. Because you just know, when you look at a ponytail, it's only certain places you could get
Listen,
it from.
y'all. Listen. My mom is notorious for dragging me with her. She always got to make a detour. And usually her detour is to the hair departments and the beauty supply. And so I have to scatter the islands. I'm either looking at shampoo and conditioner, or I'm looking at wigs and feeling the texture of hair in my board time.
He said, Mama wears it all. I heard that. I'm lazy. If I order a wig, it's going to be off the internet. Sorry. Eunice. Love gal hair. Shout out to y'all. I can't go to the beauty supply and just be putting shit on my head. I'll be seeing people do it. I'll be like, let me get out of here. Especially at Ebony off 82nd. It's always auntie, great aunt, great grandma in there trying on them short ass wigs. I'll be like, I cannot.
They do one or two things. They put it on their head, or they put it next to their hair. But like, this match.
They do. And I be seeing them walk out of the beauty supply with the wig on. I said,
yep.
Tell auntie the tag hanging out. But Aunt Spring comes in and she does a good job. She pretty much shows Stig a picture. And I like how Aunt Spring moved. That's how I would move for my friends. Like, I feel like when you make a big scene out of things in front of people is problematic. She calmly talked to him, calmly had receipts, calmly did what she needed to do. And she shows Stig the picture of him with another girl. And he's like, oh, I don't know who this is. It could be a fan. And Aunt Spring is like, well, look a little deeper. You don't know this girl? You never seen her before? Stig keeps lying. Aunt Spring said, come on, honey. And a little black girl with some braids came over. And she was like, don't you know Corinne? And I guess Corinne is a friend of Aviva's. And the friend of Aviva's was in the picture with Aviva's man with her thighs out. Body was tea. But let me tell y'all colorless women something. Unfortunately, some of the stereotypes and rumors are true for the black men that like to date y'all. They either been hurt, they some weak ass simps, or they don't want to deal with a black woman's mouth. Okay?
Once again, say it again for the people in the back who cannot hear you. Say it again.
It's a fact.
And that goes for gay men too. That goes for gay men as well.
It does. It does.
It does for y'all as well.
This is not a sexuality or gender specific thing. Men and women, usually when people date outside of their race is for one of those reasons. Now, there are those outliers. Like my younger sister is in a relationship with a colorless man. He's great. They like each other. It just so happens that's who gets at her. She hang out in San Francisco a lot. That's what you're going to find out there. If she wanted something else, she'd have to come hang out in Oakland. I don't blame her for not doing that. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it really does seem that way. So I'm looking and I'm like, Stig, you with these white girls for another reason, because obviously you like the thunder thighs over there. And I don't blame you. Hell, I wanted to smell them. But why you got this girl Aviva who just looks confused and high all the time in the face? Why you leading this young lady on? And when Corinne comes over, Corinne is like, Stig, you do know me. You talk to my friend. I've known her since childhood. They have been friends since they were like in elementary school. Like, they've been friends pretty much their entire childhood and adult life. So I do believe the friend. I am questioning, though, Corinne's friend, because I'm like, where's Corinne? Why is she not here? Why can't she be here? And I do know in the next episode they're going to call her, but I'm like, if I was Aunt Spring, I would have waited and had everybody together, like an episode of Intervention. Stig would have walked in. It would have been Corinne, me, his manager, Aviva, Aunt Spring, some random niggas from the corner store, because apparently somebody telling on somebody in Belize. Like, I would have had it all together, but he lies. But all I want to know, James, did you catch the bartender who was serving them in the back of the bar while they was talking, and he was just like
ear hustling? Yes, I saw it. I was like, because that was me. That was me. Because first of all, whenever I see a white lady with a drawstring ponytail and her,
fascinating.
it's like, and then she got her hair like as if she put some mirror gel up in it like that, like you know how black people do it. Yes, anytime I see that, I know the conversation is good. We used to have one. She worked at the Circle K. Her name was Red, well Tammy, but we called her Red because that's what she had, and then people were getting offended by that, so they had to make her put her real name on her tag. But anyways, that was Red. We all got one, and Red had some good conversation. Red had a baby by every different denomination you can understand in Phoenix. Black, Mexican, white, she had it all.
I cannot. Not Red.
So, yeah.
Not Red, y'all.
Yes, no, I loved it. I do. So, when we see people like that, yes, that conversation is juicy, and we paying attention.
I was here for the bartender in the back. Because, look, nobody else was coming up. I would have done the same thing. When you work certain fields of work, like when I used to waitress, I'm not gonna lie, I was that waitress when I saw things change, the energy at the table, and more water. I'm trying to hear the tea. Would you like more water? Here's some free bread. Let me bring y'all a dessert. I loved it. I loved it. People really be arguing in public. We nosy. Shout out to black people because he said, I loved it. But Aviva is slow. Something wrong with her. And I really keep trying to give the benefit of the doubt to women in the state of Arizona, but she just looks confused. You ever look at someone in the face and they're just like, huh? That's her permanent facial expression, is a look of confusion. And I'm tired of her hair. It's flat as hell. She needs to put some Kerosene or whatever they was talking about on Salt Lake City up in that girl's hair. And I'm just tired of Aviva. I am. I can't feel sorry for someone who just is inadvertently so stupid. And it's like she's choosing to be stupid because she knew that something was going on between her auntie and her man, especially when she saw her friend's friend pull up. But she still sat back there like a damn dingbat, like a dingbat, like a deer in headlights. Just
when I tell y'all, I would have walked up to that bar real quick. I'm like, this conversation taking too long. What's going on?
I would have been like, what are we talking about?
Yes, like, what's this time? But but once again, y'all, this is ladies from Phoenix. I'm telling you, Aviva, Kaylee from Love During Lockup, they give the perfect representation. When I tell you they are so spot on.
I want to find and see some women in Phoenix with sense because there are some there. I have cousins.
Oh, absolutely.
They have sense, but it seemed like everybody from Phoenix with sense has moved there from somewhere else.
Yes.
So it seems like all the ones that are truly stupid, like Kaylee, like Aviva, tell you, well, I was born and raised here. I went to high school, elementary school, all of that. And I don't know if it's like the extra exposure to the sun rays. I don't know if it's
what it is that I'm telling you, it comes from their mamas. The mothers out here that raise their children, raise them to always be needy and don't really give them the sensibility of logic, understanding, intuition. And hell, tuition too. That can be up in there as well. But what I'm gonna say is, and the reason why, and I know y'all gonna say, well, James, what about Aunt Spring? Let me tell y'all something. Aunt Spring from Detroit. I know what I'm looking at. Aunt Spring is not from Phoenix. Aunt Spring is from Detroit, Michigan. I could tell by the hairstyle. So y'all don't play with me. I knew y'all, because I knew y'all was going. Some of y'all was gonna pull that. Well, James, what about Aunt Spring? Aunt Spring is not from Phoenix. Aunt Spring, I guarantee you.
Aunt Spring did the same thing that Aviva did. She just learned her lesson. Aunt Spring went and found a Belizean man as well that she probably shouldn't have married. Aunt Spring has just learned from her mistake, it seems. Because we have to remember.
And also Aunt Spring benefited from that too. Because she had property that she had to sell.
But I feel like she probably had that before the man. I genuinely feel that way.
I feel like if she did, like, here's the thing. I can somewhat see what you're saying. But my thing is, I feel like he gave her the down payment because he probably couldn't put it in his name. That's how I look at that. Because I've known a lot of women out here that do goofy shit like that. Like they'll get a house in their name, then the man will give them the down payment, and then when the shit get fucked up and then they can't afford the mortgage, they didn't have no force.
I'm sure she got a house in her name, but she did also explain when we first met her that part of why her marriage ended separate from cheating was because she was handling everything financially. Yep. So in her case, she did the same stupid shit that Aviva did. It just seems like Stig. Actually, what has Stig paid for?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I was just going to say, I was like, wait, I'll say, no, I don't think it's quite the same. It's similar, but not quite the same.
It's different because Aunt Spring actually got the commitment and the marriage, but the delusion was still there.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, the delusion is there, but she got the marriage. Aviva is stupid, but I feel like Aunt Spring was like Aviva at 1.2. I just do. But Stig denied everything, goes back to the room with Aviva, continues to deny stuff. Aviva is obviously upset when he explains it to her. He's like, well, I'm going to tell you the truth because it's not true. I said, whenever someone says they're going to tell you the truth and then adds because, well, the reason why, or gives you a reason as to why they're telling you the truth, they're usually going to lie again.
Yep, exactly.
When you tell the truth, you just going to speak on it. You're not going to explain yourself.
Exactly. All he had to say in that moment is, I don't know that lady. That was a fan. I was at the same pool as her. I decided she wanted a picture. I gave it to her. And that's all you had to say, if that truly was what it was. I tend to believe Homegirl and the other lady and on Spring, because to me, it looks suspicious that you can't give a precise answer of what that is. If that truly was a fan, you would have said, yeah, that was a fan. You would have gave them the location, the destination, the time, and say, listen, a lot of people come up to me. I could tell that's a fan. I could tell that she was into my music, and I took a picture with her because she stopped me.
Homeboy not even that famous, like even in Belize. I've been looking into it. Shout out to Mrs. Best Reviews. That's me. I'll be bringing back music reactions on. I'm always
nice plug, friend. Nice plug.
We're bringing back music reactions on March 1st. We will be doing a little B3ST like radio segment once a month because y'all voted for it on that damn poll I should have never put up. But we will be bringing back music reactions. But I learned some things about researching artists, especially unknown, independent, and or international artists, because I used to get most of the artists from other countries. Never heard of this nigga. Looked him up. He has views, but people in Belize don't have access to Spotify, and they have the access, but I don't think everyone is paying for subscriptions and saying, "Oh, I'm going to go listen to Stig."
And it also seems like he comes to the States very often.
He does, but even so, on Spotify, let me pull him up again. He got
and I say this to say, I feel like this is some bullshit, and I think that there's definitely more to this other than just this one little lady. I think there's several.
Because I'm looking at his Spotify. He's got 19.7 thousand monthly listeners. A man with all of those listeners and all of those options, especially in a country with women as beautiful as they are in Belize, just beautiful and chocolate and whatnot. I feel like he just want to fuck on Aviva. I'm gonna just say it verbatim. He just want to fuck on her, and he seems like the type of guy, because he is in the industry, that will sing you a song, make you feel all pretty, get that whatever musician woo that they be having over you. He'll say whatever he needs to get in between your drawers. Because how you go from wanting babies to maybe we should use protection. Men who want babies don't be caring. I know some of them that have trapped my friends. They're not going to be worried about that. They're going to be worried about that baby. But Stig is not worried about that. So I feel like he might just want to find a way to penetrate the American market musically, one. And then I also feel like if he makes a baby with an American woman, it'll be easier for him and his brain to come back and forth to the States.
See,
I don't trust him.
I don't trust him either, but I somewhat see what you're saying. I feel like he gonna want to have sex with, the woman of his complexion, but I feel like he definitely wants to marry an Aviva. I don't see.
Oh no, of course, because
I don't see that being like.
If he marries anything else, he gonna hear her mouth and be put in his place.
Right, and that's why I said I see what you're saying. Yeah.
I wish she would see that. Like,
no, and the problem with he having with Aviva now is she's questioning things because of Aunt Spring. Because if Aunt Spring wasn't in the picture, Aviva would be questioning anything. Aviva will be following the commands and actually getting down and not caring about the lady in Texas or the fans that pop up at random pool sites taking pictures. That's how I look at it. I think On Spring is getting in the way, so she has no choice but to question it because it's family. But if On Spring wasn't there, trust me,
Aviva would just
Aviva,
settle.
yeah, she would just settle. Yeah,
She does give that, because if you this insecure and if you're this possessive, you probably shouldn't be dating somebody that's in the industry. Like I always say to myself, if my husband's music ever takes off, I'm not gonna be at every show and every little thing with him, because I'm gonna be up there ready to fight. I didn't like how she looked. I didn't like how that one looked at you. How that one breathed. Her breaths were too rapid for me. Like I would be willing to fight them. You cannot.
Me see. Yeah.
You can't. I don't know what Aviva's doing. She's stupid.
And I told Michael, I said, look, you can hug. I don't mind a kiss on the cheek, but the moment I catch you with a picture with a leg up and you holding it, that's when we gonna have a problem.
Yeah, I think that's a good point too, because if you're famous, people are gonna want photos from you.
Yeah,
fans that adore you, especially if you're a male and you have female fans. But it's definitely how you pose in the picture, what you do. And Stig is just doing what he does with no regard.
Exactly.
Aviva, please, she's not gonna get smarter. I'm gonna just move on.
I was just like, you wasting your time. My favorite part.
They fake ass storyline. The only thing worthwhile with Forrest and Sheena is Molly. Now, when we first started this season, I said, I don't know how I'm going to recap this show for the entire season when this lady is taking her child to the sex store. Now I see Molly ain't that bad. Molly ain't that bad. I fuck with Molly the long way. I'm not going to lie. Molly's been to a barbecue, a cookout. She's seen some things. Now, we start the episode with Molly and her man eating fruit, which was funny. That was funny to me. Because his stepdad is a man of very few words, doesn't seem to care about much. They just on vacation, the stepdaddy. And Molly, I was cracking up. They get excited for the simplest things. Oh, this mango. She picked up the biggest piece of fruit and was like, I'm going to tear into this bad boy next. I said, they're kind of cute in an old way. I don't know why or how to explain it, but you ever see two people that are so strange in their own way that no one would work for them but them? That is Molly and her husband. I feel like they're so weird, but
they are weird. I don't. Yeah, and I guess it does work. I never looked at it like that. But yeah, that makes sense. It does.
Lord, don't nobody want them but them, is what I'm trying to say, y'all.
Right. No, I got that part, but I was just saying.
I love that they're in their own little bubble. They get excited about fruit. I saw fruit stands when I left the country too.
It was that. No, it was that. It was them sitting up in them walks getting cooked. It was that too. That what if
last episode.
Yes.
Where everybody was in the little, it looked like they were pho. The noodle soup, the Vietnamese noodle soup. They looked like little bowls of pho. And I was just like,
she said, oh, this is the life. I could sit here all day. And then it turned into a story about how she used to take baths. So when the water get cold, she would empty the water and turn the bath water on again and start all over.
I guess Molly hasn't taken a bath in some time. You could still do that, Molly.
Right.
If you just need a jacuzzi tub, probably. Because I can't fit in a regular bathtub. Just the old school white tub we used to have. I can't fit in one of them. But you give me a nice jacuzzi tub with some jets.
Yes, y'all.
Soaps and a blunt. That's a requirement, y'all. When Mrs. Best and Mr. Best own a home, I want to have a bathtub in my master. It needs to be either a jacuzzi tub or the old school garden tubs. It has to be.
See, I want one of them. I wanted them cloth soaker tubs that they be having. Now they have them all modern nowadays, where they come and it's so deep and stuff. Yeah, I want to be able to just, because I'm a bath guy. I'm a bath guy as well, y'all. I love baths. I take a bath probably every single day. So yes,
it's good for your knee.
Absolutely, that's the reason why I do it. Now they have. Dr. Teal's has these little things that help you with your body. Epsom salt, yes.
Dr. Teal's is like every Black person's Bible when it comes to pain.
Right.
The shit works, and it's only $4 at Walmart. I'm just saying.
Yep.
But Molly and Sheena, not Molly and Sheena, Laura, Sheena and Forrest, they go to this mall that looks like Italy. It's meant to look like Venice, Italy. It just looked like the Venetian in Vegas, the Palazzo Venetian, for those who know, which is always cool to see. But I guess they were really excited about this mall. For some reason, they dressed up as a knight and a princess. I'm like, Molly is, I mean, Sheena's 40, Forrest is 32. Why are y'all dressing up like knights and princesses and going to malls themed like this? Like, I don't get it. And they didn't really actually buy anything, which is understandable because Forrest is probably surviving on a social security check, knowing the state of Oregon and the country of the United States of America. He's probably getting $8.89 a month, maybe $11.50 if he's in California. But based on him just having autism, which is not a disability that keeps him from working, he's probably just getting $8.89 a month and being told that he can work 6 hours a week at a job. So he probably couldn't buy shit. Let me be nice, y'all. I be mean sometimes with my
I'm not going here with you today. I'm not doing this.
Motherfucker. You using my tax dollars for us to go to fucking the Philippines. For what? You have nothing to offer this woman. The chase after a woman who's a liar when y'all bullshitting on your storyline because y'all met in 2020. Y'all met again in 2020 something. And now y'all trying to act like you never seen each other. Like, I was annoyed. Sheena and Forrest talk and she's like, well, baby bear, I'm really upset about the lying and I really want to figure out why you keep telling lies and how we're going to move forward. And she's like, well, baby bear, unfortunately, I have previous relationship and it went on for years and years. And, you know, he cheated on me the whole time. He had a whole nother woman. And I said, maybe it's because I'm not perfect. I'm not his image of what woman should be. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's me. So because of that, you know, I do not trust. And then here come Forrest. Well, Sheen, you know, I love you more than life itself. And I just wish, you know, I hope you know that I will always be here for you. And, you know, I'm never going to cheat on you, even if you're not at your best. And she's like, oh, baby bird, well, that means so much to me. That means so much to me. And his big ass got down on his knee in the middle of a mall. And I love that none of the little Filipino people around gave a fuck. Nobody stopped. Nobody clapped. Nobody said, oh, ooh, ah. The people went about their motherfucking business. They said, oh, here go another American, huh? They probably used to it.
Let me explain something to y'all. If my name is James Jackson, before I become James Jackson Jordan, I want to explain something to y'all. If he happens to propose to me in public in front of all y'all mofos, everybody better get to clapping, jumping up and down because I just did the impossible here.
No, I did the impossible. Oh, wait, it doesn't make sense why. Like, they just seemed, I don't know, maybe I'm being dramatic, James. I felt like they were talking like robots, like they were acting, and they were just bad actors the whole time.
Acting, because now that we know in today's time that these fools knew each other, everything was a lie. This is what I'm gonna come back to Sheena on, because I felt like Sheena, you being in an abusive relationship, according to you, and all of this cheating and stuff like that ain't got shit to do with lying.
That's what the next point is, because my note literally says, what does this have to do with her lying about her money? And Sheena, you just promised your daddy that you was going to tell Forrest, and you just said to the confessional that you have to come clean and admit to Forrest, I'm not going to stop giving money to my family. So when it comes time for you to come clean to him, instead of saying that, you talk about some bullshit ass story about you being cheated on. Bitch, you've been with Forrest for 7 years. So you're lying today because you got cheated on 7 years ago? Because you got with Forrest 7 years ago. I'm going to assume maybe you got out of your relationship and went right to him, but I'm going to also assume that there could have been a space. Either way, what does some shit somebody else did to you 7 to 10 years ago have to do with what you're doing to them now today? Something is off with Sheena, because why can't you?
I've been saying this since day one. She has been lying And then when she gets caught up in line, the first defense mechanism is to cry.
I've
And
never
it's
seen
like,
anybody cry on cue like
you know,
that.
I mean, I'm like, what the hell? What the hell is we crying for? It's like a little kid who got caught with the piece of candy you know he's supposed to have until after dinner. It's like, why are you crying like this? Like every time I see every episode this lady has been in, she has cried.
I'm sick of her. It's always somebody full of you know what that wants to cry. Now, Sheena does say yes to the engagement, which
Mm-hmm.
concerned me because I'm like, your dad is concerned this man can't provide for you. His mom knows he can't provide for you and is banking on Sheena providing for her son. That's all Molly cares about. Molly just wants, you could tell Molly's one of those kids who had a child with special needs. Her child grew up. She got her child the help he needs, obviously, because he's definitely high functioning. But you could tell that Molly wants to find who's going to take care of Forrest when she's not here no more.
Yep.
But that's what the behavioral therapies were for. That's what the social security check is for. That's what social workers and case managers such as myself are for. For when people get to certain ages and their parents can't take care of them anymore and they have these needs and disabilities, the government has somebody in place that will come help them, and we are paid very well to do so. We could be paid more, yes, but we are paid well enough to do so. So I wish Molly would lean into that instead of trying so hard to support the delusion that comes with her child. Also, I encourage everybody to go look on social media, go on YouTube and look Forrest up. He is not a sweet baby bear or bird, whatever the fuck they be calling each other. He has been known to harass people in his neighborhood, cannot keep a job because he is rude, and doing things that have nothing to do with being autistic, but have to do with being an asshole with a lot of white privilege, as quiet as it's kept. So even though Sheena's shady and Forrest is shady, and they're both kind of lying about the timeline of meeting, I don't know. They're just both equally shady in some way that they're obviously not going to show us. At this point, I'm not interested in Sheena and Forrest anymore. I'm only watching for Molly because they're both full of shit. I think they are lying to us. I don't understand what they're doing and why they're doing it for the television. And I don't care to ever see them on 90 Day again. I don't think they fit the mold. They're weird. I don't care. But when they tell his mama about the engagement, Molly's reaction had me chuckling because Molly got mad. She went off. She said, I told your ass not to propose to this chick until she proved herself to us because all she do is lie. And Forrest is like, yeah, well, you're just being a crab ass. I said, look how clear people talk to their parents. Because at 33 years old, I won't talk to my mama or my daddy like that. They'll come after me. No, sure won't. Sure won't. I don't understand it. You gonna tell your mama to stop being an ass? Instead of,
I mean, here's the thing. I won't say it in those words, but if my mom is overstepping a boundary, I will make that very clear. You know, there's ways you talk to your parents.
there's a way. He
There's
should
a
have made
way,
his
and
boundary clear before he got on that fucking plane.
right,
Don't do it
because
now because you in front of your chick, because you just look like a kid trying to look strong in front of your mama.
right, and the thing about it is, Molly is right. You are not looking at this as, you know, someone with a clear view of who this person is. We have caught her in several lies. We have caught her, you know, in this financial rigmarole that she likes to put out there. We done talked with her parents and they said it ain't what she's saying. There's no abuse. There's nothing here. We don't know what the hell she's talking about. So these are valid concerns for someone to have, especially a parent when it comes to their child wanting to marry this person. So I 100% agree with Molly. I think he's just jumping in with his feelings versus looking at all of the context clues surrounding her. Not to say that Sheena is a bad person. I don't think she's a bad person. Sheena just has a
No,
problem with the truth.
but people who have a problem with the truth are not the best people. Let's just call a spade a spade. And another issue is Forrest is someone who has a developmental disability. He
Mm-hmm.
just does. So it's unfortunate, no matter how much work he does, he will always have that developmental disability. And it's unfortunate because he's not going to be able to see it. Molly should see his viewpoint is skewed. He's only going to be able to see stuff from his
True.
perspective, which is common for somebody with autism, because people that struggle with autism, they do struggle with not just perception of themselves, but they also struggle to see and perceive the perspective of others. That's one of the biggest identifiers for how we diagnose them. So it's very, Molly knows that as the parent that's had to go through that with him. And it's like, I wish that she would lean into like the techniques and things that she was taught as a way to communicate with him, to help him to see it. Because she's communicating with him as if she's communicating with me and James, who are not autistic and would be able to catch what she's putting down. But with Forrest, he's not going to be able to do that. And you can see that there's moments where Forrest like stumbles, has to think about what he does. Like there is some type of developmental delay, and that's okay. But I wish Molly would address him appropriately. And I do think she's right. I agree with James. She's absolutely right, because it's very strange how Sheena and her family moved. It's also very strange. I can't get over her dad acting like everything is good, but then still telling Sheena away from everyone, but you still need to give us money. You know that, right? Which is crazy. So there's definitely something shady going on in every direction, even outside of culture. But Molly did not give a fuck, because she looked and she said, okay, you ruining your life. She's going to ruin you. And whatchamacallit, Sheena was like, she tried to speak up for Forrest, which is the wrong thing to do if you want to be a wife or in a relationship with someone. If he's having a moment with his mama, even if it's about you, let him have that moment with his mama. Okay? But Sheena wants to jump in and kind of speak for Forrest, which pissed Molly off. And Molly was like, it pissed Molly off. And Sheena's pretty much like, well, I am going to speak for him. That's not your husband yet. Y'all could play like you engaged. People like to play like they engaged. People think that because they have a ring, that means they married. Until you really married, you don't know shit. You don't know shit. And I know y'all don't like hearing that from people, but until you've been married, you know nothing about marriage. You don't. And you're not going to know anything about anybody else's marriage either once you get married. You're only going to know about your fucking own. So hopefully they start to figure some things out. In my opinion, Forrest and Sheena will probably work out, but I just don't believe much of what I see on this storyline because of the pictures. It kind of ruined the season with them for me.
Well, here's the thing. Hi, Shani. This is how I feel. Because to me, I feel like, although I agree with Molly, based on what we know in today's time of what people are saying about Forrest, I don't think that if their relationship were to crumble the way that it is, it would be because of Sheena. I think it would be because of Forrest. I feel like if they will get married, I feel like she's going to come to the States, get her a veterinarian job, because her degree does transfer here. And then everything is going to be on her the same way she projected it was when it came to her family. You really about to get it, Sheena, and I'm not going to feel bad for you, because your defense mechanism is to cry and to lie, two of the worst components of a human attribute. So I just feel like, for me, she going to get it. She going to definitely get it, because what's going to end up happening is she's not going to be able to send that money home the way she thinks she is when it comes to when she get here. That's how I feel. I can see it happening, or she going to sneak into it and then lie about it. But then she'll get caught. And I feel like all Forrest gonna do is sit on his ass and play video games, or whatever the fuck he do.
Forrest ain't gonna do nothing. I have so many questions for Forrest. You got a whole smart mobile home. How did you do it? Where's the money coming from? You also gave this woman a ring. Is it real? How'd you get the money for that? And it's unrealistic to expect someone who makes so much less than someone who's making money, paying bills, doing more than Forrest is. Like, it's just unrealistic, their whole situation, child. It irritates me.
Unless she's just trying to get here. That's the only thing I can think of. Unless she's just trying to get to the States.
If she wanted to be here, she's had the money, because it sounds like Forrest and her's plan is for her to use her paycheck to save for the sponsorship, because he can't do it. So it sounds like she could get here, but chooses to spend the money. I think Sheena's happy in the Philippines. She's not living there. And I feel like a lot of people may not think from that perspective, especially because a lot of us watching this are from America, and we're taught we're the greatest nation in the world and all of this, when we're actually one of the fucking worst, but I'll digress. But a lot of other countries are just as established. They're just as good. There's a good quality of life. And it looks like Sheena has that. She's obviously eaten. Yes, that's shade. I said what I said. But listen, in that country, They don't come the way she come up often. So she's obviously eating. She's got her own business and a degree, a medical degree and an advanced degree. She's got career. She's got family. Her family owns a business that she's invested in that makes the money. She's living well. She don't need to come here and start all over and struggle. And we see for the preview next week, they gonna talk about Forrest staying in the Philippines with her. So I'm like, honestly, that would be kind of smart because Forrest, he don't really have shit for her to come back to. No shade to Oregon, beautiful state, not a lot of jobs, not a lot to do. I can promise if Molly or if Sheena comes to Oregon, she's going to be the breadwinner. Because
we know this. Yeah,
a lot of out there is animals, and people love their animals out there. So
they sure do, and that's why I said she would. It would be like, regardless of where they end up, either way will be smart because she can continue to live her life, still invest in the business, still have her great job, or she could come here, probably make a whole lot more money because veterinarians make a lot. Like, don't let the profession fool y'all. Veterinarians make a lot of money. Animals cost a lot, so
they sure do.
Yes,
they sure do.
So she would be successful either way she goes. I don't see him staying in the Philippines. I don't see that at all.
He said he would. We'll see. Maybe he's just going to stay for a little longer. But in the long run, I don't think he could deal with it. But he seems lazy enough where if he has a promise to be financially okay, that he would go. She said, one of the worst countries with the worst orange males running it. That's the problem with America. We have old white guys running it, but no one wants to.
Nobody wants to vote against them. Just like that man said he would rather go back to, what was it, slavery or segregation before he see Kamala in office. I said, you know what? Take away his social media, because that's a shame that a black person would say that.
Oh, you'd be surprised. She said, I love my animals. Did I miss you all talking about the chick with the wig? We did. We discussed her first. Not much happened with her. I encourage you to rewind to like the beginning of the video because they were the first couple we discussed. They didn't have too much this season, or this episode, but child, they stressed us out. Yes, they do make bank because my dog is funkin' right. No, veterinarians make a lot of money. That was what I wanted to do my whole life for college, but I didn't want to be in school for as long as it takes. But if I would have done it, baby, they make money. And then 9 times out of 10, they end up opening their own practice. So to just them. And y'all, as we all know with pets, pet insurance ain't shit. You got to pay. So they always get their money paid in full. Them and dentists. We need them, but they're expensive. I say, if I go into medicine, if I were to ever go into medicine again, I'd be a vet or a dentist because you deal with people minimally. You don't see too much nastiness and you get paid back.
And you don't have to do a residency for either one either.
For dentistry? In California, you do.
In California, yeah, but not in every state.
Yeah, I know in California, Georgia, there's another state you do also, because I have a cousin that's in dental school right now, which is surprising. Yeah. Shout out to her. I hope she succeeds so she could buy me something. Vets and groomers are expensive for the animals. They are, and they need them. They really need. That's why they need to let us start claiming our pets on our tax returns, okay? Because these motherfuckers be costing as much as kids if you're taking care of them right. And then, Lord, I digress, because people would be getting returns for their kids and the kids be looking nappy headed and you see the mom all on vacation and stuff.
I'm done.
It's true. Rick, we haven't seen Rick and Trisha in a minute, but Rick is thriving right now, y'all. It's tax season and he sell hair weave. Rick is thriving, selling them bundles right now.
Oh yeah, in Los Angeles, he real busy. He got Bella Dream about his trunk. We know.
Right. Straight out the trunk. Lord. And he'll probably give you a plate too if he's selling them at his sister's house, but we'll digress. Oh Lord, the hood guys that got the plug for hair and clothes and all that, they be having it. I'm just saying. Elise and Joshua are the newest couple we got introduced. I was kind of like, I don't think Rick and Trisha are coming back because we're in episode 11 and we're introducing a new couple. Like, am I the only one that thought that was weird?
Well, we know we see Rick and Trisha next week, so I'm thinking maybe that's to show their ending. And then this new couple's beginning, which to me,
they're not gonna last long.
They're not gonna, and based on what I saw next week, this looked like a 3-way to me. Because who the hell was that in the passenger seat?
we're gonna get there. So Elise is the newest person. She's 32. She lives in Florida, South Florida, and she looked 40. I'm 32. This lady, let me tell y'all this: the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Black really doesn't crack because, as James said, that's a hard 32. Elise looked at least 43.
I said, ooh, that was I said that was rough.
And she's over here like, I'm had bad luck with men. Well, you thin as a board. Yeah. You keep wearing stuff with these stiff titties out. That's not helping you. And then you look about 40 something, but you only in your 30s. So wear less makeup. I feel like maybe her makeup is aging her because she's not an unattractive girl.
No, she's very beautiful. Old. She just look older, look elderly. Yeah. And I'm just like, I would have thought she was 50. But the thing about it is with her, get to her backstory. Yeah. Go to her backstory.
So she lives in Florida. She's 32. Her parents have a picture perfect marriage. She says that they met, went on a blind date, and have been married for 30 plus years. Her dad is a venture capitalist. Basically, he does something with money. I'm not getting into it. Nobody cares. All I got from it was the girl grew up well.
Okay. Very well. Because I looked at the income of that job and I'm like, how do I sign up?
Based on that house that they were in South Florida, which has expensive housing, expensive real estate, they're doing all right. And
no, they lived in Massachusetts. They didn't live in Florida. Just she did.
Oh, she lived in Florida.
She lived in Florida. They lived in Massachusetts. Yeah, they lived in it's some small town in Massachusetts. Yeah.
Either way, they got money.
They got money because Massachusetts is expensive too. Yeah.
Florida. I know Floridians like to think in South Florida, y'all got the most expensive stuff. No, y'all are still behind Massachusetts, California, Hawaii, Seattle, Colorado, New York. Like Florida, way behind all of those places, but it's expensive for y'all in the South. I get it. But child, wherever they lived, her dad makes good money. Her parents are good. She has a brother who's 18 months older than her. And it sounds like her brother is married. He has kids. Her brother's around her same age. So she says that everybody around her is good and she wants to have love too. But I appreciated her accountability. She was like, I've made bad choices when it comes to men. And I think that when people start to admit that they're making poor decisions with dating is when they start to make better decisions with dating and they become more self-aware. It's called self-actualization. And then they start to attract what they are. Until you get there, you're not going to get shit. I'm just telling y'all. But I actually liked some of her personality, some of it. She was a little too much. But then as she went on, I was like, okay, she's okay. I feel like they were just doing extra for the show, like making her listen to meditation and doing all this crazy shit. But here come the red flags and why I'm glad she's learned. She says she has been proposed to 5 times and actively engaged to 3 of the 5 men that proposed to her. She says she has never made it down the aisle, not even gotten close. Red flag. When someone has been engaged more than twice, no shade, I'm sorry, that's a red flag. That's a red flag. That shows a lack of impulse control. That also shows some issues with decision making. Doesn't mean people are bad people. It does not. I know people who have been engaged a cajillion times, several people who have done this, unfortunately, but it's a lack of impulse control. You can't just go saying yes to every willy-nilly person that proposes to you. And I'm sure that this girl was probably in like relationships when that happened because she didn't say like any of them were short term, which is normally what you hear when people say they've been engaged so many times or proposed to so many times. But it does make me wonder, if you have the ability to get proposed to so many times, why is it that you have not had the ability to make it down the aisle? These men have figured out that they want you, but what is happening to change it? Because she didn't mention anything to us about like being cheated on repeatedly. She didn't mention anything about too much bad. Please let me finish. She just has not mentioned anything too crazy. So I'm looking at her and I'm kind of like, when did you have the time to do this? Because you're only 32 and that's still relatively young. So to be engaged so many times, I'm looking at her like, you can't just say stuff like that coming on a show for dating and not give people more background. So I feel like 90 Day could have dug in or asked her questions, at least in her confessional, about that. Other things about her to know: she was on the singles retreat. I don't watch 90 Day singles retreat. I think it's BS. And it leads to us getting seasons of before the 90 days and other stuff like this. But she went on a season singles retreat. It didn't work. She had another guy that she was talking to in another country. That didn't work. So now she is dealing with Joshua, who is 39 years old. He's a little older than her. She met him on social media. He slid in her DMs on Facebook. And she basically just said to us that she dealt with being used in the past. I was like, used how? For money? For sex? Used how? Because this girl gave us a lot while saying a whole lot of nothing. I'm like, can we get some backstory? It's something. But when I first saw Josh, I thought he was a catfish because I was like, huh? But then I had to think, oh, yeah, Australia, the dudes are like very, especially the clear men out there, they like to be beautiful. They do.
Mm-hmm.
But he is a real person. And we get to this weird thing where we're introduced to her and her cat, whose name is Stella. Stella is a boy. A lot of people, I don't know, when people be like, I can't tell if this cat's a girl or a boy. Well, girls just have a butthole and boys have some balls near that butthole. The fuck is hard about it? Even when they're little, it's that way. But she kept her cat's name Stella. Baby, your cat is overweight and actually needs a diet. You're feeding him too many treats and he's going to have kidney issues if you don't fix that quickly. Sorry, I used to work in animal care. I also went to school for it before I changed my major. I'm just saying. That cat was overweight, but I digress. Cute cat. I love my cat too, but I would never say that if I could turn my cat into a man, I would date it. That's weird. I thought we looked at our pets like children, but I'm going to let that go. Now, the red flag in Joshua, he's 39 in Australia. He lived with his mama and daddy. She's about to go to Australia to see him. He cannot afford to even get a rental Airbnb by himself. He has to get his friends to help him. She talks to her friends about it. They're like, girl, this is a concern. And she said to them, well, I've already had the guys that will buy me stuff. You know, we're from Miami. That's nothing. Any guy can buy you something, which is actually true. Any man can buy you something. I just said this in my other 90-day, the single life review. Anybody could buy you something. I could go meet a nigga outside right now if I get cute enough and get me a couple things bought and a meal and some weed. So, I mean, it's not very hard. So I did understand her there. But just because you've had lots of men buy stuff for you doesn't mean that you should not require the man that you're with to be self-sufficient. Because how are we going to be together if you can't even care for yourself? Are you just going from your mama to me? Or what are we doing, sir? So she's a lot. I'm going to just say this. All I want to know with her is what happened with the engagements. I need to know more about those relationships before I can fully judge Elise. I also want to say to her friends, yes, you're a group of girls from Miami. We're not looking at you like you're shallow just because you're from Miami. I know a lot of ignorant people will, but you guys are right. Finances do matter. Credit matters. If I am established and I have a credit score that is in a certain range, I want my spouse to be established and also be in that range or able to reach it. And that's fair. So I don't know. I feel like this girl is saying yes to someone that may not be able to meet her where she's at financially just because she wants love. And I don't know. But how'd you feel about Elise in her introduction?
To me, as much as Josh is a red flag, so is she. And I feel like this is one of those situations. So she did expand on one of her engagements. She just didn't go into all of them, which makes me believe that they probably all did the same thing. So she had said in the episode that in one of her past engagements, the dude took out a credit card in her name and wound up getting $500,000 in debt, and her parents got her out of that situation. So what leads me to believe, especially with her being in South Florida, and I used to live in South Florida, is that she got scammed by someone she had no business being with. And he probably, wined her and dined her because she looked like she could be easily manipulated. She does. I'm sorry, no offense to her. She looks like she could be easily manipulated.
That
And
was
that's
the
what
guy
happened.
she dated, I believe, on 90 Day, because she said the guy who scammed her was like in another country.
I didn't hear that part. I heard
That man was in another country, and I'm like, huh? So that's why I was confused on her story, because she said a lot.
She did say a lot. No, they did cram a lot of different things. I'm gonna have to look into that because I don't believe that that's what she's. I think she said one of her ex-fiancés did it, and that's why her parents were like, "Look, you can take your ass out there if you want to, but we're not bailing you out again if you get your ass in another situation." And from the looks of what Josh come with, because we didn't get his introduction. Yeah,
Been engaged 3 times, Shani. Never made it down the aisle, and then she's had 5 different people propose to her. One of the people that proposed to her did do the scamming thing, which I feel like that's why she's doing that stuff for the money. But that's stupid. After being scammed, you would want to see that someone's making money. But I'm gonna let that go.
absolutely.
She
Because
also
trust
has
me,
she also has some other relationships that they showed that was filmed on other segments of 90 Day with someone that she dated. So it's just looking like she makes bad choices. Honestly, when she said the location of where she lived, I was like, that dating in Florida is hard. I know
yes.
that for a fact from family members I got down there, from what James experienced down there, and just like shows that we've covered, not just Love and Hip Hop, but just shows that we've covered and watched throughout the years. Like, it seems like dating down there is hard because people are so fucking shallow. Like, Florida's
Yes.
like the place that you go if you're rich, where you want to show off your money. The new money's quiet, hiding in West Palm Beach. That's what somebody told me. Like, old money is quiet and away near Mar-a-Lago somewhere. And then you got the new money that's in South Beach wanting to show off everything. But it definitely seems like dating out there could be difficult. And I feel like maybe that's why she is the way that she is, if we're being honest.
No, and I do agree. That's because it's hard because you want to give people a chance, and then when you have this desire yourself to want to be married and have kids because your sibling, who I don't know if he's 18 months older or younger, it just
She said older.
She did say older. Okay, so I get her dilemma being in the 30s. I totally see where she's coming from, but at the same time, that doesn't mean on the flip side that you just ignore red flags and you ignore things, or you are that trusting of people so far into it. It's like you need to, like we said, do some self-reflection. I think she needs to do some self-reflection.
She just does. I also need to encourage everybody, stop fucking saying yes to everybody that proposes to you, especially if you're getting a proposal in under 6 months. That should tell you red flag. Take your time. Take your fucking time. Because she seems like a nice girl. She's got her stuff together. She's got her own career. Her only problem, aside from looking 43, is, in my opinion, the location of where she's trying to date, because the state is notorious for being difficult. And she doesn't seem to think. She thinks with her heart, not her mind. And I feel like if she combines the two, she'll be okay. Because the girl's not dumb. And a lot of people who go through stuff like this are not dumb. But when people get in love, like all of us, myself included, we do goofy shit. There's stuff I do for my husband that I would never do for anybody else. Ever. Not a boyfriend, not nothing. So, I mean, maybe
where else would we put her if we don't want her to be in South Florida? Like her personality type, where do you think, if this relationship is not a success for her, where do you think she should look for love at?
I think that's an unrealistic question to even ask. Even though Florida is kind of like, not all of Florida, but South Florida seems harder because of the glam and everybody wanting to be looked at and all of that. I'm sure there's good people there. You just have to dig beneath the shallow layers. I mean, if no matter where she goes, if she's not able to be fully honest and reflect on herself, because she's still settling in some ways, like by dealing with
No, she definitely in Australia. Yeah,
she's definitely settling. So I don't know. I feel like she just needs to figure out herself. Like, I feel like a lot of people freak out about the location of where they're at to date. But the same people that freak out about locations, there's other people dating there and doing just fine. So I think it has to do with like the person, the type of people that's in a city. Like, it's hard. She might do better, honestly, in the Midwest, California,
Yeah. You know what? Honestly, I was looking at her. I think she would do well in Chicago. I think, somewhere where people are a little bit more straightforward. That's why I said I think she needs somebody who's straightforward and to the point, especially if she comes from Massachusetts. Like, you need somebody that's straightforward and is going to tell you need your upbringing. Because her dad didn't sugarcoat a damn thing and her mom didn't either. So it made me feel like, okay, well, then you need to find those elements because you tend to, based on what she said of one situation and the fact that she keeps saying yes to engagements, you don't get people who are straightforward. You get people who are able to blur the lines with you. And I think that that's why I said maybe if this Australian thing don't work out, maybe she should look in places like, yeah, Midwest, Chicago, Detroit, somewhere up in there where people are just to the point. Like, this is what I got. It ain't much, but this is what it is. I work Monday through Friday from 9 to 6:30. I take my lunch at 12:30 to 1. I eat, meatloaf sandwiches and tuna on Monday through Friday. It is what it is.
She needs something like that. She
She
definitely needs
do.
some type of stability, but she's got to, I agree with Shani. Take your time. If he is meant to be, he will not go anywhere. That's what people don't understand rushing into these damn engagements. Whether you say yes or no, if someone actually wants to be with you, they'll still be with you. They will still be with you. Take your fucking time. That's why so many people are alone. And then the ones who aren't alone, a lot of times are in relationships that do not serve them in the way that they need them to serve them. And it's sad. That's really sad. But hopefully she figure it out. If it don't work, maybe take some time to yourself. That's what it seems like she needs. That, like, this, she's likable and has her stuff together. All I want this girl to do is to take her time and figure out herself, because she's cool. She's cool, but girl, I do want to see her go to Australia, though. I'm curious because I ain't never heard of an Australian man about to be 40, living with his mama and daddy, trying to date an American woman.
For some reason, I didn't believe that.
The way he looked, too, when we seen the little clips of what we're going to see, the glasses, the name brand clothes, haircut,
the Mercedes.
I'm like,
I didn't.
And another thing, just a piece of advice, until you are legally married, nobody needs to have your credit card number, information, bank account info. That's what Cash App is for, Zelle, Chime, PayPal, Venmo.
Right, because it didn't sound like the person stole it from her. It sounded like she willingly gave it up. Yes, it sounded like you willingly gave him, because when she said scam, and then so she didn't say he got arrested. She didn't say he was in jail. She didn't say any of that. She didn't say none of that. No police report, nothing. She didn't say she went to court. She didn't say she sued him. She didn't say anything. She said my parents got me out of that situation, which means they wrote the check to the credit card company or probably settled the account and wrote the check. That's what it sounded like to me. I could be wrong, but she didn't say that. So that's only for less to assume.
You're right, because there ain't no credit. If I call Capital One, right, my credit card, if I say, oh my God, someone spent $5,000 on my limit, what the hell? Trust and believe. If I call them and submit that dispute, they're going to require and ask me to file a police report, or they're not going to take shit seriously unless I have. So I feel like she probably still, in the name of love, just had her parents pay it back. She needs maybe go date in Massachusetts, baby. Maybe do that.
I said either that, Chicago, date somewhere where people are a little bit more honest and are a little bit more straightforward. And East Coast people and Midwest Chicago, they tend to be more straightforward. If they broke, they're gonna tell you they broke. They're not gonna sugarcoat that. If they got nice shoes on, they'll tell you it took me 5 weeks to get these mofos. So yeah, they're gonna tell you, they're gonna be honest with you. That's one thing I loved about people from like Chicago, New York, Boston, Detroit. They are honest
what
as
you're
people.
getting.
Yeah, you're honest.
And the only people bothered by it are sensitive pooples. Because I'd rather know what I'm getting with somebody than have to wonder and deal with the fake bullshit ass banter we be having here in California. Hi, yes. Oh, yeah, I totally missed you. Oh, I hope you had a wonderful weekend, Cheryl. No. We don't want that shit. I love me some East Coast people. I stand for y'all. I really do. Plus, most of the subscribers, oddly, are not even on the West Coast. Most of y'all are Philadelphia, New York, New Jersey, Delaware, Massachusetts. I love my East Coast people. But he is a clear Australian.
He is a clear Australian man. They do have black ones out there, but for the most part, the majority of the population are clear.
Lord help us. But we're going to get into Laura and Birkan. They're the last people we have to discuss. Laura finally called Michael. I said, girl, the fuck took so long? I would have been, if I was single and went through something like this, I would have called James as that man told me he was a gambler. Hello, James, 1 minute, beer con. This nigga got a problem. Like right in front of his face.
Right. And then it went, and then I would be there the next day.
Like what? As Michael was trying to do. Let me say this, justice for Michael. I don't know what Michael's issue is. I feel like there's more to the story of why he's not dating Laura. But every time they talk to each other, I sense the chemistry. I absolutely sense the chemistry. And though they're best friends, like James is a friend. There's never been a chemistry, attraction, any of that. And there never will be. Like if and that's the same with all of my other friends as well, female too. If someone's your friend, you just never in your mind would even think of them like that. So the fact that these two are doing this like little awkward, do I want you? Do I not? Do we move forward with this banter? You know, obviously there's something there, but she vents to Michael about all of the debt and the things that she learned about BeerCon, his gambling, and Michael gave sound advice. And that's how you know he really cares about her, because I think that man want her and don't want her to be with him, but he still was fair and gave advice. And he pretty much reminded Laura, because Laura's like, I'm battling between good and evil because, you know, 1 minute he's like, I gamble and he does it in a way that could be reckless. What if he does this with my money? But then in the next minute, he gets me this beautiful boat ride on the Amagi Sea. And it's like, well, wow, you don't just do that for people. And thank you, Michael, for saying what we all been saying. He doing what he got to do with his gambling funds to keep this bitch interested. Because Michael told Laura verbatim, and that's a friend. Sometimes what your friends say hurt and it may sting a little bit, but if it's what you need to hear, you go through that sting, take your space, come back, and then you're usually good. And I saw that in their friendship, so it did look healthy because he told her, you have to remember this man's job is to keep you happy. It is to woo you. That's why I'm sure she told him every time she get mad, he'd be trying to swing his eggplant emoji at her and all types of stuff. And Michael, as a man, a straight man, that's the most helpful thing you could have as a friend, told her. And I'm glad that he did, but he also said that Laura is currently emotionally compromised, which I was like, Michael, please go get a degree of mental health, because people don't understand that. You can be emotionally compromised and tormented, and it can impact you leaving a relationship, staying in a relationship, doing nothing. Like when people are emotionally compromised, they don't have the ability to make a decision that may be sound. And so it's up to you as their friend or loved one to kind of help guide them versus judge them for being compromised. And I did like that Michael helped to guide Laura versus judging her, which would have been really easy for him to do in this situation. But child, he also told Laura, do not sacrifice your common sense for a pretty boat ride on the ocean. I said, Michael, hire him, TLC. He could be dropping gems and games to people, because you should never compromise your common sense to be with someone. And that is what Laura is doing. She knows that this is wrong. She knows he has a gambling problem. She knows that she's going to have to sponsor him. She has been the only person on this cast who has reminded us of some of the stuff that's going to come. But it sounds like Michael's going to come to Turkey. Get on the plane, Michael.
I would have too, because if you're telling me things that sound ridiculous and you're telling me things that a man is doing to woo you without actually having any type of resolve, yes, I need to check on my friend just to make sure you're not being held hostage. That's how I feel.
It's that simple. Beautiful. It's literally that simple. If your friends need you and you have the means, go. Travel. Go see them. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt at all. So I'm glad that Michael is willing to do that. But Laura and BeerCon, girl, just dump him.
It just seems to me whatever happened in that marriage is playing out in this relationship as well.
It looks like she was at a heavy weight when she got married, and it seems like she was really insecure about her weight for a long time.
Right.
And when we got introduced to Laura, I think it was like the second or third episode, but she kind of made it seem as if her weight loss was the thing that would help her to get a man in some ways, which I can understand, because a lot of men do prefer a woman that is in shape. I think as women, we feel a lot of pressure to stay in shape. Men are always gatekeeping our bodies while they're allowed to be out here looking like Peter fucking Griffin. But I mean, it's true. If a woman's hair is not done, we never hear the end of it. But a man could come up to us with a fucked up hairline, a snaggletooth like Beer Khan, and a gambling problem and get away with it. If Beer Khan was Laura, she wouldn't even be on the show because nobody would deal with her for that long. So I think she probably has some type of insecurity about her weight still. And I kind of want Laura to just like not date, get your little skin removal surgery, go back to Washington and live your best life and try dating. Because I like Laura, but I can't with Beer Khan. But did you have anything to add to them too? Because not much happened.
Not much happened with them other than I loved the banter between her and Michael. I loved his advice. I love what he said to her because to me, it's the same thing we've been telling her this entire time. This does not make sense. Why are you not using your deductive reasoning? You're a teacher. That's what your job literally as you do. So it's like, why are you leaving that in the States? You needed to bring that with you. Like, that's how I feel. So I can't wait till he gets there. I hope he puts Beer Khan in his place, and I hope she leaves with Michael when he leaves. That's what I hope. That's my hope for her.
I hope Michael calls her mama and daddy because he looked like the friend that can and bring one of them with her. Because her mama, the way her mama was getting at her in that ride to the airport, call her mama and put her on the plane with you because that lady go cuss about. But that is it, you guys, for 90-day fiance before the 90 days. 90 Day to Single Life did air. I'll have a pre-record that's going to go live on YouTube at 6:30 p.m. So in the next 4 minutes, it will be going live. We had scheduling issues, so James wasn't able to join us for that live. I am going to continue doing pre-records for 90 Day The Single Life, though, because I'm not going to go live for 5 views, y'all. I'm just not. That's what each episode got. This one gets lots. Every other show gets lots. But I think for 5 views, I appreciate the 5 of you who liked it, but
Right.
I can't be live.
We need more, y'all. We got to start. Listen, we got to start doing pre-records if we get less than 50. I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's a good like compromise I found to still get the shows out there, so that the people who like it still watch it, but to go live and the engaging and stuff, it just makes more sense to do it that way. The next live I'll have on my channel that James reminded me of, shout out to him, is Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. It airs tonight, so we will be live tomorrow. Likely going to be live tomorrow around 3 p.m. California time, which is 6 p.m. East Coast time for those on the East Coast. Outside of that, I'm going to see about a Watch Your Best Friends video on our joint channel as well. I want to look into a concept for a pre-record that I'm going to try and get out with James before Saturday. And then over the weekend, we'll do another Watch Your Best Friends live as well. James also has Bell Collective that is coming. I believe we'll do that on Sunday or Saturday. I don't know, whichever day you choose.
Oh, yeah, it depends on if you go live Saturday. That just depends. Because if you go live Saturday, then
I always do it for Love During Lockup.
Yeah, we just did it late last week, so I couldn't really go live, and I had stuff to do too. But yeah, I'll go live Saturday for Bell Collective, and then we also have a live on my channel. We're going to be rating our top 5 reality TV fights.
When is that? On Thursday, right?
On Thursday. Yeah, on Thursday. Yeah.
I won't be available on Thursday till after 5 p.m.
You're fine. Don't worry about that. I have physical therapy, so I'm going to be sleeping. Remember, I have physical therapy 2 days in a row this week. So yeah, I'm going to be child. I probably won't wake up till 3 or 4 o'clock my time. So you're fine.
I wish.
Child, I'm telling you, I be so mentally and physically exhausted. My body don't move. So yeah, it will be one of those situations where we're going to do that. So think of your top 5. I have my top 3. I got to add 2 more in there.
Yes, and then I feel like there's something I am forgetting for my channel. Oh, Housewives of Beverly Hills Friday, and The Valley will be a pre-record. I'm not excited about either show, but we will keep getting lives out to y'all. Also, there's going to be a reality show coming that I will be covering as well, you guys. It's going to be on what the hell is it called? I have it in my notes like the old lady that I am. Dirty Rotten Scandals, I will be covering that on Solo, so be sure to check into that whenever the hell it premieres, because they done announced it 5 different times and we still don't have nothing. She said top 5 what?
Reality TV fights. So I'm gonna give you an example. One of my favorite reality TV fights is actually Drita versus Karen, the last season of Mob Wives. Where Karen we're knocking over table and Karen pulled out that chain and almost hit Drita with it. Yes, that is one of my favorite reality TV.
James told me to, y'all. I'm gonna speak for him. I believe he told me he will be covering the new Mob Wives if it returns.
Yes, I will.
He was a huge fan, so that does make sense. And he's adding House of Villains to his roster. The Housewives of Atlanta trailer came out. That will be here in April. He will be covering that as well.
Yes.
So tap into his chat. You gonna have clips of the fights? He should.
Well, here's the thing. Well, yes, I'm gonna try to fair use it. If the very least, I'm gonna have graphics. Like I'll put together a PowerPoint for it, and then I'll get Mrs. Best's. Like at the very least, I'll have a PowerPoint. I have to be careful when it comes to playing videos on fair use, because even though you do it
like Kiwan did, YouTube just announced. I don't know if you got the email. They announced a bunch of changes to make it like easier for creators to.
Yeah, I got the fair use legal talk. I'm just gonna post that up there.
Yeah, I think if you Sandra does on her channel, when she reacts, she'll post like in the ticker going across. She'll just put the fair use thing. As long as you have something in your bio, your ticker, all of that, you should be okay. And then speed up, like you know how you could speed up how fast they talk and how fast everything happens, like Kiwan did. Because if you do that, then you can't get in trouble at all.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Kiwan taught me that. Shout out to Kiwan JTV.
Shout out girl Kiwan. Yes, I gotcha.
Shetty said Drita is my girl. Oh Lord. She said I did post a fair use, but I stumbled upon it. I had looked into that extensively, and it's like YouTube don't always seem to. It depends. Like they're not consistent with that shit. Remember when they jumped Drita at Karen's birthday party, and Drita comes from the Bronx, okay? Never forget.
Drita got that. I never understood people who fight with one hand. I never understand that. But Drita had that one hand. She'd be like, boom.
She said, I'm gonna use one hand for hooking these hoes, and I'm gonna use the other just in case I gotta push someone off. Because she used to be punching people with one hand and pushing people off with the other. I love me some Drita. Is she still with that guy?
No, I heard they divorced.
About time. Lord.
Yeah, I heard they
make cute kids. But y'all, other than that, that is really it for today in this review. Love and light to everybody. I hope you all have a good day. Be sure to subscribe to James's channel as well as Kiwan JTV. It is in the link. The link is in the description of the video. Other than that, good night and thank you, James.
Good night. Bye.
Bye.